never guess the places that I've been. You never guess the places that I've been. 'Cause everything is like a dream, yeah, but only in that dream that I live in. I'm never gonna let the day begin. Never gonna let the day begin. 'Cause everything is
Hey guys, welcome to our adventure. So we have big news this week, big accomplishments. So I want to give a shout out to my husband, but first off, I want to tell you a little bit about his background and all of his accomplishments. It's something that he wouldn't talk about regularly nor brag about. He's definitely a humble person and wouldn't go boasting or bragging about it, but is definitely worthy about talking about and all of his accomplishments. So this week he achieved his 1,000,000 miles of safe driving. That means he's driven 1,000,000 miles consecutively with no accidents, none whatsoever. So he's not quite sure how long it's taken him to do this, because he drove for a while and then he worked a dock bid driving a forklift at our old company, and then he went back to driving, quit that job, didn't think he was going to go back on the road, and is now back on the road, thanks to me persuading him so we could accomplish some big goals, and that was so we could become debt free. But he's back on the road and he accomplished his 1,000,000 miles. So he thinks maybe it took him about 15 plus years. So that's pretty amazing. It's a pretty long stretch of time to stay that dedicated, that focused, to be able to accomplish a goal like that. But along his way, he's accomplished many other goals. And some of the first goals that he accomplished were because of participating in truck rodeos. A truck rodeo is where you test your skill levels set out in a course. So they set up an obstacle course and you drive through them, seeing how close you can get to something without hitting them. You also take a written exam so that you can test your knowledge of what you know about trucking history, first aid, and safety when it comes to trucking. It's a pretty big test, and there's a lot of knowledge that's behind it. And then they also make things wrong with your truck, and you have to find them in a timed amount of time. So that's a basic summary of a truck rodeo, and he competed at the company level, at the state level, and then one time at the national level. So in 2010, he went to states in the state of Maryland, and he won the sleeper division, first place, and it sent him to nationals, where he placed 8th in the nation in the sleeper division. That is pretty big accomplishments. To be able to compete, you cannot have any accidents whatsoever. So that wasn't hard for him, since he's been going on this 1,000,000 mile achievement. Another award that he has won the following year was second place at the state of Maryland in the same division, sleeper division. And the following year, he was nominated and received Truck Driver of the Month for the entire state of Pennsylvania. So this is a pretty big achievement. There are only 12 drivers that get chosen for this award, and he was one of the 12. So he got chosen to be Trucker of the Month for the state of Pennsylvania because of his good driving skills, for of course the awards that he had been winning, for just being a humble person and helping out in the community. He's very involved in the food pantry in our local community, involved in our church, and one of those guys that will just help anybody that he sees needs help. So if he saw another guy hooking their set and their dolly was stuck and they were struggling, he doesn't think twice about going over there and helping them. So those were some of the big points that helped him win that award, and that's a pretty big achievement. Truthfully, I don't know any other driver that has gotten Trucker of the Month for their state, so that's pretty big. Like I said, now he has achieved his 1,000,000 miles, no accidents. He's driven all kinds of different trucks, but he's usually driven the same combination, which puts him in even a higher and more of elite crew, because he's pulled doubles almost his entire career of achieving this 1,000,000 miles. Now, that's not as high of a percentage of drivers that drive doubles. So that's definitely a big accomplishment to be able to drive 1,000,000 miles and achieve that award by pulling doubles. So I'd like to introduce you to my amazing hubby and just ask him a few questions on how he has achieved this goal, and maybe some tips that could help you out to become a better driver, find out what his biggest troubles are, his greatest success, and different things like that. So here we go. All right, here's my hubby, Scott. All right, so how do you feel about your biggest achievement?
Woohoo!
So what do you think was the easiest part about receiving 1,000,000 miles?
Easiest?
Yeah.
Oh,
that was a tough question.
Yeah, I don't know.
There was nothing easy about it.
Just 1 mile at a time. Keep on trucking.
Yeah. Okay, so what do you think are the two hardest things about driving and being able to achieve this goal?
Not running stupid people off the road.
Uh-oh.
And just showing grace,
So what made it so that you didn't run people off the road? What would you say was your number one source?
This guy right here.
It says Jesus.
Jesus.
Yeah. It says, God be the glory. So, why do you say that it was Jesus that helped you out through this?
Because if it wasn't for me knowing God's love and showing grace to stupid people, I probably would have ran a lot of people off the road. People are stupid.
Yeah, so many of you don't realize how close you put yourself in jeopardy and how close you put yourself to death whenever you pull in front of a trucker. It can be very scary for us at times, and definitely the amount of miles that are traveled on the road by truckers, it's amazing there aren't more accidents because of careless driving of car drivers. So, yeah, thanks to Jesus.
A lot of this.
Oh, yeah. Let's
it.
zoom in on that.
No coffee.
He's got the Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper.
All right, and you said grace, right? And that kind of all ties together, just about having grace for people that make poor choices, I'm guessing is what you're saying, right?
Yeah. Cut you off, jump over from the third lane to get off at an exit right in front of you. It's... People just don't use their brain when they drive these days, sorry. They show no courtesy, and it's just getting worse, so I can't wait for April to get here and be done with this shenanigans.
And what's April?
We pay off our house.
Woo! So we will finally accomplish our goal of becoming debt-free, and we will be retiring from being truckers. Well, at least it's kind of trucking, right? How do you think trucking rodeos has directly contributed to you achieving this goal?
Well, the year I won the Nationals, it was funny because you have a bunch of guys competing in the same division, and you have a den mother who oversees everybody to make sure nobody cheats, and she's like, oh, this must be pretty stressful for you. I'm like, shoot, no, I just got married last week. This is a piece of cake.
Yeah, so in 2010, it was pretty funny. We got married the week before the truck rodeo, and that was our honeymoon.
Yeah, good times.
That's one way trucker spends a honeymoon, is go to the truck rodeo. We're pretty serious about trucking. We love trucking, even through the tough times. He said no, he's lying. He likes trucking. He just doesn't like the traffic anymore. Yeah, so do you think though the rodeos has contributed to your success?
Definitely, yeah. There's a lot of, going through the pre-trip inspection and finding things that are wrong definitely helps you be more aware of small issues that may cause a big problem later on the road. So you catch those before you leave, and, it just makes things go much smoother.
And for me, I think truck rodeos helps you take your time and not rush through things. Just really have this intense focus. What do you think?
Another thing that really helped was a learning program that was instituted several years ago called the Smith System. And we have a sticker up here in our window.
Let's see here. Little salt and grime.
The Smith 5 keys. Aim high in steering, get the big picture, keep your eyes moving, leave yourself an out, and make sure they see you.
All right, so when you apply those principles, they definitely help be safer and
watch for snipers. Snipers are everywhere.
what are snipers?
Snipers,
That sounds scary.
Snipers
Whoa.
would be like an accident waiting to happen. Somebody that's thinking about pulling out in front of you, but you don't know if they're going to, so you have to watch and make sure you know what they're doing even before they do it.
So you're saying there's defense and driving?
Definitely.
What? Who knew? It's not just a football thing, right?
These things here, turn signals too. People, I don't know what those are anymore.
Hey, that was the first form of instant messenger. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Did you know that?
It's falling along the wayside.
I know. Pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Well, all right, guys. So I just want to say once again, congratulations to my awesome hubby getting his 1,000,000 miles. And hopefully that encourages you other drivers and just car drivers also to be courteous around each other, to be better drivers, to stay safe on the road. And yeah, I mean, we're out here working and it's tough. So, all right, guys, so stick around.
Actually, I don't know exactly how many miles I've driven overall. Probably closer to 1.5 million, maybe 1.75 million. I don't even know, because
He could have driven up to maybe 2,000,000 miles, but
I had
talking
one
accidents.
accident over my entire career. I've had 3 accidents, and that started in like 1992.
That was a little while ago.
2018.
Just a couple days ago, really.
Yeah, and one was it's called a non-preventable accident, so there's nothing I could have done to prevent it. I was going up through Chicago, and on 55 there's a sharp turn in the road. Lady blew a tire, lost control of the vehicle, and spun around the front of the truck, and it was at night, so all I seen was sparks coming up over the front of the hood, and I thought, oh my gosh, I just killed this lady. And luckily I didn't kill her, but she did pee her pants, and it was pretty funny.
Well, the peeing your pants was a little bit funny, yeah. But thanks to God, though, that could have been a really awful situation. And
then one other one that was a preventable accident. I hit a mailbox out in Milroy, Indiana, out in the heart of Amish country, which I really had no business being with a 53-footer, but I made a bad choice and knocked over their mailbox.
Mailbox killer.
So whenever you have a preventable accident, that means you restart all your miles over. You start
to zero.
Back to zero, yep. And when you have a non-preventable accident, that doesn't charge against you, and your miles just keep accumulating. So for those of you that aren't drivers, or even that are drivers and are unsure about that, there are things that are considered non-preventable and do not start your miles over. Some of those are considered when you're legally parked. If you saw one of our videos, Hit and Run, that was non-preventable because we were legally parked at a truck stop in a spot, full spot, and we weren't even in the vehicle, near the vehicle, and there's nothing we could have personally done to prevent that accident. So situations like that do not take away from your miles. Thank goodness, because that was only 3 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Jesus. I mean, me and Jesus. All right, what else? Oh, you said 3 accidents. What was the other one?
I dropped a trailer with a Hostler that had a defective fifth wheel, and
So that's
several other
non-preventable?
people. They gave me a preventable for it.
Oh.
Yeah, even
That's
though 3
surprising.
other people dropped trailers with the
So
same Hostler.
tell people that aren't familiar with trucking, what's a drop trailer?
If the fifth wheel jaws don't lock around the kingpin on the trailer properly, and then you go to pull out, and the trailer drops to the ground.
Because the landing gear isn't down. So the support system of the trailer that holds the trailer up in the air when there's not a vehicle under it was not down. So then once he pulled off, like he said, it just drops the trailer down to the ground.
And I had written this problem up several times before, and corporate America,
Yeah.
screw me.
All right. So anything else you can add?
I love this woman.
I love him too. He's the best trucker partner ever. Yeah, I would have to say. Well, all right, guys. So thanks for coming along to our
Sure wouldn't
adventures.
do this with no stinky man.
No, I wouldn't either. Oh wait, I do.
Oh yeah, speaking of stinky, time to get my shower on today.
No, it has definitely been an adventure through this all. So stay tuned to find out more adventures that we're gonna be going on. We've been through, we've learned. But most importantly, today, this week, we are just celebrating this guy over here and his million miles accomplishment. So hopefully, like I said, that was a distraction. Keep going with them zeros, yeah. So hopefully there was an encouragement though, and yeah, some helpful advice there with how he achieved his million miles. If you have any questions or want to know a little bit more about his achievements, just comment below, and hopefully we can answer that for you, or even make a video about it. So stay tuned until the next adventure. I'll see you later.
Who watches football? Yeah.
Bye.
Give me my dreams.